I am from Houston, Texas. I had a relationship, but I don't feel like it was a very deep relationship with God. I came here for an internship, and I ended up getting a job. I never intended to stay. A void started to appear because I didn't have as much of that relationship with God in my life. I wanted it. I just didn't have it. And I tried to fill it with other things, getting better jobs, making more money, different relationships, both friendships and romantic relationships. And nothing fills the void. And it was just a distraction. Last year was the hardest year of my entire life. I have a 2-year-old, and I had him with someone I was in a relationship with for a really long time. We were not married, and last summer we decided to end our relationship, and it just kind of felt like the rug had been ripped out from underneath of me. I wanted to start going back to church. That void was only getting bigger, and I was responsible for being a role model and to model behavior that I want for my son to follow. As I walked up to the music hall, I was very nervous, but walked through those doors, and I have to say that it was just this feeling like something had been, everything, that all the fear and anxiety and anything I was feeling before I walked in those doors was released. God was welcome. So glad you're here. The first few months were really just forgiving myself because I held a lot of guilt for, the state in which I was at. I really wanted to provide a different start for my son's life. But, as I've begun to let go of that and forgive myself, I've been able to really grow in my relationship with God. I can say now at 31 that I have the best relationship I've ever had with him, and I'm strong and confident knowing that he has been there for me through that entire darkness that I was in. I love my dinner party. They're such amazing people, and I don't know if they know how much they have played in this transformation, this foundation that I'm building. They just are open and accepting, and we have great conversations. And one that sticks out to me is one that we had at the beginning of this year. We all talked about picking one word, kind of moving forward into the 2019. So foundation was the word that I chose, and as I sit here and kind of talk more about it, I'm proud that I have been able to hold true to that word, because I think that I have a strong foundation that I've built here for myself and my son. I remember looking at people thinking, I want that relationship with him, and I feel like I have the relationship that I wanted. So back in February, I was baptized. My mom was holding my son while I was getting baptized, and he won't remember this, but I will always remember this. It was just really cool to come out of that and just see him standing there. It was really special. It just was so cool, and I had him dedicated a few months ago, and it all feels so right. And I have to say, it's still hard as a single parent, and it's still hard. But the biggest thing is that when you're going through it, it's easy to think that you're alone, and that no one knows your struggle. And that's so not true. God knows your every struggle, and he just wants you to lean in. And that's what I encourage anybody else that's going through anything like this to do, is lean in.